When you look at this draft overall, which positions are strong, which positions are weak? In other, which have some depth and which really don't have much depth at all?
I think it's a good year for defensive linemen. Again, the blue chip players aren't necessarily there, but I think there's a lot of depth on the defensive line that we're going to see. I think there's a lot of cornerback depth as well. Again, similar story. You're not going to find the guys that should go in the top five, the top 10, but the bottom of the first round, the top of the second round, and on. I think there's a lot of cornerback depth as well. And I think wide receiver, basically just every year, there's a ton of depth there. I think that's going to be the case every single year, until the college game changes radically. There will be wide receiver depth in every single draft. There's just so many of them entering the draft every single year now.
When you look at some of the positions that are weaker, what do you see?
I think, when you get to quarterback, obviously we talked about was
Hmm.
supposed to be was supposed to be a great draft for quarterbacks this time a year ago, and then basically everybody that was on people's lists had a bad year, didn't progress the way they were supposed to. A lot of them went back to college, and they just did not become the players. So all of a sudden, the draft has become Mendoza at the top. It's become Ty Simpson at Alabama, who's got 15 career starts under his belt, and a lot of those weren't great. And then maybe nobody else until day three. It's a really rough draft, I think, at quarterback. And then a couple of, I think the interior of the offensive line gets reasonably patchy pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's a couple of the positions that the Browns are looking to upgrade there. So it will be a challenge without question.